All right, so I'm just doing a quick review on this Red Devil protein skimmer. It's for nano tanks. Got it from Amazon. It was running about 69 bucks. I was a little hesitant because I think it only had a couple of reviews, and they were complaining about the quality of the skimmer body itself. I think one person complained they broke it just trying to assemble it, which I don't see how. It's really good quality acrylic. I've seen some pretty cheap ones, and this one's not cheap. The reason why I got it is I did a DIY protein skimmer, and I had trouble with the pump getting enough bubbles. And I tried to do a DIY Venturi pump. I attached the hose to it, just wasn't getting the bubbles I wanted. The cheapest Venturi skimmer pump I could find ran about 49 bucks, and it was actually the Red Devil pump that this comes with this skimmer. So I figured for 20 more bucks I can get the whole unit, and it's really nice. I figured I'd give it a shot. So I've had it about a week. This isn't an unboxing. This is really just based on performance. I'm just giving you my opinion on performance and quality of the pump itself. And I got it running on my 28-gallon JBJ Nano Cube. It's modified. I took the rim off and took the back panel off, as you can see here, and I drilled it out. And I got it going to a 5-gallon sump, which is all that will fit in this stand. You can see it takes up the whole stand there. And the measurements on that sump are 9 by 9 by 14 long from front to back. So I got very little space. I got a little media rack, and then I got some Protien in there behind the skimmer. My heater is laying on the bottom, and then a return pump. I tried throwing another skimmer in this one that I bought, and it sucked all the water out of the skimmer to the point where nothing would function. So that didn't work. So I needed something really small that wasn't going to take a lot of water volume, and this fit the bill perfect. It's a hang-on in sump, is how it's described. You can hang it in your tank as well, and it's adjustable. Right now I got it sitting on the bottom, and the tension screws aren't even tight on that. But you can see how dark my skim mate is. It took me about 2 to 3 days for it to start really fine-tuning it to not get so much liquid and to really start pulling out this dark stuff. I kind of stopped the bubbles right about here, and then they start to build up. And then in the beginning, the first week, they would start to get into the pump really wet. So I would turn it down again until it builds up enough slime on the inside of that tube. Now it's way down here. It's way down here, and it's pushing all the way up. And you can see how just thick and dark that is. That's some good skim there. I've seen some reviews and videos, and people say it's skimming really well, but it's like a really light tea color and really wet. And I know there's a big debate on, dry skim versus wet skim. I'm from the school of dry skim, or darker skim especially, which is what you get from a drier skim. So, I was always told from the very beginning that you wanted it like dark, like coffee. So that's always been my target. And so this thing is doing this no problem. It's not creating a lot of micro bubbles or disturbing the water in the sump. That sponge there, you can see behind on that tube. There's 2 vertical cutouts on that tube for the return. And then that sponge just kind of slides over the tube. And so as the return comes through, it just seeps down. It doesn't allow it to spray. And it just seeps down back into the water. So it's working really well. I can't keep a lot of water volume in this skimmer. This is pretty optimal for that skimmer at this level. If it gets too high, if the water level gets too high and it gets closer to that red ring, it starts to overflow. You have to close it off quite a bit. I guess you could make adjustments, and you could also raise that skimmer body up if you have more water volume, and then tighten that tension screw to hold it in place. But for the skimmer, or for the sump I have right now, this is ideal because I really need it to sit on that bottom and not to pull too much water. So my tank is only, I've only had it up and going for about a month now, and to pull that much skim made out, you know, in a couple days, you know, I had it running a week. I've dumped it a few times, but I haven't dumped it in the last 4 days. I'm just letting it, you know, pull all this crap out, literally. But you can see my tank's not that bad for being a month out. You know, I did cure my pecani before I put it in the water. I need to adjust the pump so I get more top surface circulation. You can see a little stuff on top there. But it's doing a really good job. I'm really happy with the purchase, and I think if you were thinking about getting it for yourself, it's got a max rating for 39 gallons, I believe. It's like 180 liters or something. And I did the calculator on Google, and it came out to be 39 gallons, which is perfect for my size tank. Eventually this summer, in the next 2 months, I'm gonna either try and acquire or make a wider stand, more of a 24 by 24 or a 30 by 30 stand, so I can get a bigger sump going, because this is it's tight and it's working, but it's not ideal. You know, I would rather have a 10 or 15 gallon or even a 20 gallon sump down here, where I can get a little more going on, maybe a reactor if I want to, and have a little more space to work. And then that way the stand could accommodate, you know, a 24 by 24 cube if I decide to move up a little bit. This was just a deal I got with the tank stand and that HD Prime light, with the stock, you know, it was a stock tank with the rim on it and the back wall. But I picked it up for like $250 with that HD Prime. So, you know, I jumped on it, but you know, there's room to grow with this, and by the time I get that stand done and get that sump done, 6 months later, I'll be looking for an upgrade on the tank itself. So, but that's where I'm at. I'm really impressed with that skimmer, and especially at that price point. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody looking for one. That's about it. Good luck, and I hope you enjoy the video.